So imagine this, it's 5 a.m. in the morning and your alarm's going off, and your brain reminds you that actually you set the alarm because you'd made the decision that you were going to go running, that you'd made the decision that you actually wanted to do something about your weight, or you wanted to do something about your well-being. And so you set yourself a goal, a target that you were going to work out by waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, go out and run or exercise or do whatever it takes to get your well-being to a place where you're happy. But then at that moment, something else takes place. It's 5 a.m. and you open your windows or you look outside and you think, oh my goodness, no way in the world am I going out there to run at this time in that weather. And you know what that is? That becomes a barrier of excuses. And it's interesting how your brain in that moment can actually give you a series of excuses that are valid, that you will actually say, do you know what? It makes sense. Why should I put myself, why should I have to endure with that? Instead, let me lay here because it's nice and warm and I can cuddle up in the blankets and have a little bit more sleep, and that should or will make me feel better. But in reality, it doesn't actually make you feel better, because what's actually happening in that moment, you are letting that obstacle get in the way of you getting to the thing that you actually want to accomplish in that moment. So in this book by Brian Tracy, it's brilliant because he actually goes through all the different motions, the science behind why we make excuses, the science behind how your brain actually functions, and how a lot of us lack discipline because what we look for is motivation. For example, if the weather's great, then I'll go out and actually run. So it's conditional. So what's your excuse today for where you are? There's another quote which says, we are where we are today because of the thousands of tiny decisions that we've made throughout or along the way. But the point is that when you look at your life, can you really say that I am here because of all the decisions that I've made? I know, there are all the circumstances, there are things that are beyond our control. It could be either around health, it could be around work, it could be around family. That's a given. But the point here is, when you look at situations that you are in control of, can you openly, with hand on heart, say, actually, I am responsible for that? And this is what we're talking about, because excuses, they actually cause us just to hide behind this facade and to say, well, I'm not responsible. It's not my fault that I'm here. But really and truly, yes, it is. That's the reason why you're there. There's another great book by James Allen, which is called As a Man Thinketh. And in that book, it says, the circumstance does not make the person, but the circumstance only reveals the person to himself. And the point here is that if you are certain and you've made up your mind that you are going to go through with whatever you have decided, regardless of whatever it is or whatever obstacles, challenges, you might face along the way, that you will keep going, then nothing will stand in your way. This will be a thing of the past. You will never, ever make any excuses again. So growing up, I had a friend and he always used to talk about how, he wanted to be a pilot. And so most times you'd find him just playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, or naming planes, learning something new about planes and things like that. And lo and behold, today, he actually is a pilot. So it's all the thousands of tiny decisions that he made that have actually brought him to the place where he finds himself today as a commercial pilot. In thinking about that, there are negative situations that we find in our lives and we think, oh, there's no way in the world I could have caused that. But maybe that might just be an excuse. So I guess the point of this video is for you to actually just reflect. Look at your life and think, could I be the one that's responsible for this? And if that's the case, then there certainly is something that you can do about it. One is to remove the excuse and begin to move forward with conviction and confidence that you can actually overcome. For example, if you set your alarm and it's 5 a.m. in the morning and you're thinking, no way in the world am I going to go out to exercise. maybe that's the moment for you to actually push through. Yes, the weather's not great, but you know what? Instead of going out for half an hour, I'm just going to go out for 5-10 minutes and I still get the same feeling. At least I can tick that box to say, yes, I did, overcome the elements and actually go out there and still do what I'm meant to do. So this is a challenge to all of you out there to say, well, get rid of all of these excuses and let's start creating, let's start doing, let's start working and making memories and whatever it is that we've set our sights on. Keep going forward and keep pressing on. No more excuses. You can do this. Have a great day. I'm Marco from Marco Bella. Look after yourself.